My next guest is involved in one of, I think it's like a throwback fight. Really excited for this one. I think it's going under the radar. UFC Kansas City. It's coming up next Saturday. My next guest, Zak Cummings, is going to be taking on Ed Herman. How cool is this? Zak, how are you, man?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited. Yeah. Just thanks for just being a polite way of saying that we too damn old.
Yeah, well, it's fun. Like even so, I interviewed Ed as well, and he's excited for this because I think like there's a lot of respect there. You guys are both vets in the game. When he came across you're the sort of the contract and all that, what was your reaction? Because I think people are like Ed Herman's still fighting. Like he's like there's a lot of longevity here between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, it was so I actually my last fight ended, and then I was really fine. I could keep going. So I actually got offered Ed uh was it Mike Rodriguez, I think, that he fought. So I
Yep.
got offered that fight, and I accepted it, and then I think they just went a 205er route, I guess. So I
Yeah.
didn't get it, and then so I didn't. I mean, it was just kind of there, and then all this stuff was happening. I've been recovering, wanting to come back, and wanting to have this little comeback thing, and just get back in there and prove for myself. It's mainly just been for me and stuff, and my daughter more than anything. And then yeah, I kind of told him. I told him I can make 85, and then we were talking stuff, and yeah, it just was like, what would I say? 205 Ed Herman. I'm like, bet, let's go. Like, I mean, I love Ed, man. We've hung out backstage multiple times, fought on cards, and he's a good dude, and I love fighting guys I respect and stuff because again, it's very much of a sport to me, and it's just gonna be a fun one. I just really feel like so yeah, when his name came and I didn't have to cut the extra weight at 205, like yeah, it made sense, and it was exciting.
Now, Cole Shelton, good buddy of mine over there at BJ Penn, my golfing buddy too. I've golfed with Cole a few times. He did a really good story with you, an interview with you, just talking about all the struggles you've gone through. I was curious, what was the feedback? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that maybe read that thought, man, this is pretty crazy that you've overcome this and you're coming back to take this fight.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some, I've had some people reach out and just, a lot of people also like tell me I'm dumb and shouldn't be doing this, and
Yeah,
take
you
their
don't
good
listen to
advice,
those people though. Those are
all
those
kinds
are
of
the people
stuff.
that if they were good, they'd be coaching MMA,
Right.
right?
Yeah. It's been both. And I've kind of I haven't done a good job of like pushing much of like this comeback thing. Like this one, I'm just doing it for me. Like as
Yeah.
much as I love the fans and I want to do stuff, like I got nothing to prove to anybody. I've spent a decade in this, business with the UFC, and I just really wanted to make sure that I could do this, and uh it's been fun, man. It's been fun just to enjoy the process again and everything. And yeah, I mean, I've had some people reach out and really uh was happy, and stuff like that. They didn't really know what happened to me because I really just kind of fell off. I wasn't in a place I wanted to talk to anybody. I think he was one of the first interviews I really did.
Yeah.
uh and it was just people really, I mean, I had people reaching out to me like, oh, like, when's your next fight, what's up next? And I just kind of just went blank. I just kind of ghosted a lot because I just wasn't in a good spot where I even, like, I didn't know there was so much unknown. I didn't know. Uh, I mean, I was having a hard time like getting out of bed, let alone like thinking about competing at the highest level again. So I've just really been enjoying the process, honestly.
Let's talk about Ed Herman. 24 and 15 record. I mean, between the two of you, that's like a gazillion fights. I was never good at math in school. That's why I'm doing this. But how do you feel like stylistically you match up against him here?
Uh, Good, especially for this fight. I know he probably didn't want to deal with these super young pups that's trying to make a name on us, and just insanely fast pace and whatever. And I'm gonna, I've got good speed and stuff, and I still move well. But I think it's a good matchup, man. He's very durable. He's hard to put away. He's great at recovering when he does get hurt. He's got a great clinch game. He's good at striking. He's got great wrestling on the ground. We're both very well rounded, and I think it's going to be a good chess match. I think I'm going to have a pretty good speed advantage, just coming up from welterweight and middleweight. I mean, I'm just naturally going to move a little bit faster, and I just think more, the lateral movement that I use and stuff, and everything, I think is going to maybe present some issues for him, but he's seen everything. It's just going to be two vets in there that have, man, we've seen everything. We're good about everywhere. So it's a good matchup though. You know, I think it's just who shows up a little more dog in the fight that day, and who, you know, just feeling it a little more that day is going to get it done. I think I have more finishing factors than him, but I respect the hell out of him. I respect his grit and his durability, and I'm expecting a all out battle for 15 minutes too, you know, but I also believe in the skill set I have to get any fight done.
Training camp. I think everyone wants to know that. For people who might not be familiar, what's going on with that right now in terms of who you're training with and everything? We obviously know the situation that happened last year, which I'm sure just added on to everything else that you had to deal with. So what's who you working with now?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously, I have my own gym. It's we had to do some rebranding and stuff like that. So it's a Ignite Jiu Jitsu and MMA Academy. So just new branding. It's you know, all me and stuff. And I mean, I've got the Kansas City group that we've had. I mean, like we still, there's a lot still around. I've got a great group there. You know, big up and comers like Mikey England and stuff is one of my main training partners. I'm actually like put in my corner just to kind of give him that experience before he gets the call, hopefully. So I got him, you know, I've got other coaches like Jason High and stuff, and the whole KC crew is still very much there, and and deep, and we're good, man. We got some really good guys there. So I've got that, but obviously before anything happened, like I've been going out to Factory X and training with Mark Matoya.
That's right.
For
Yeah, and I know that it's been like that for
6-7 years
years.
now.
Actually, I know that even before. Yeah,
Yeah,
this has been going on for a while. I know there's been that
yeah.
relationship. So
Yeah, so I mean, it was one of the things where, like, you know, Kraus met him on the road, really enjoyed his leadership stuff, and then since we were kind of both like the generals in KC and stuff, like it was just nice to be able to put that in someone else's hands. So yeah, Mark's been my coach for most of my UFC career, and you know that hasn't changed. So I've been out here quite a bit, you know, out here training, go back home, out here again. But since I've been trying to spend a little more time out here, just there's so many guys that is competing soon. You know,
yeah,
we had Rob Wilkinson just, you know, put on great performance
look
against Thiago
great.
Santos in PFL. So I mean, you know, we were out there working with him, and then Dustin Jacoby is on the same card as me. You
Yeah,
know, top 15 ranked 205er. So I'm get working with him. Anthony Smith is in May, and he's out here prepping and getting ready. Cody Brundage is a great, you know, 85er. He's 2 weeks after. You know, the first time I was out there, you had Josh Friend and Julian Marquez was still there. So I mean, a lot of guys are just, they're all prepping, they're all getting trying to get that peak performance and good. And this week, you know, we've had Olympic gold medalist David Taylor in here, like working wrestling and grappling, and that guy's an absolute monster too. And it's just been, I mean, knowing that I'm, you know, kind of preparing for this and getting ready, but like, you know, Anthony's top 5 in the world, Jacoby's top 15 in the world. You got these up and comers that are still putting a good pace on you, and you got a Olympic gold medalist in the room with you. I The confidence level is just up there, man. I'm in here and competing with these guys every day, and if I could still hang and do my thing with the best guys in the world, I love Ed and stuff, but you know, he's not what these guys are either. So if I'm competing with him, like, I know that I'm ready for anything that that Ed's going to give to me, and I'm excited for it.
who's going to be in your corner? Oh, you
I've got
mentioned England. You mentioned England. What were the other names? Sorry, I did
no,
catch
so
that in the
so
interview. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Mark Montoya is, you know, he's
Oh,
the head
okay. Yeah.
general. You know, he's my main dude and stuff, and I've got you know, I'm putting Mikey in there. Just I want him to, you know,
Get the
he's been a
walk.
good
Yeah.
workout partner. Yeah, and I want him to kind of get that experience. You know, I think he'll be getting that call soon. And I've got another guy that's just really close to me, a big supporter named Kevin Purse. So I'm gonna kind of let him out there too. I normally have fun with that third corner spot normally, and either friends or supporters or whatever I kind of throw in there, and yeah, so he's going there too. So.
Zach, glad to have you back, man. I know your phone died; it overheated. This happens a lot in my interviews, but glad you're okay. We got a cool background, but I was just asking you there how you think the fight plays out on April 15th.
Yeah, so fight plays out, like I said earlier, I definitely can expect full blown us standing in front of each other. It's not going to knock us out of each other for 15 minutes. You know, we're both got power. You know, we're both good at wrestling. We're both good everywhere and stuff, and durable. Can pretty much see everything. So I could see this on its feet for a long time. I'd have a feeling he's probably gonna try to clinch and dirty box and wrestle me a little bit and stuff. But I have a lot of finishing factors. I know he does well, but I'm a lot harder to finish. I just it doesn't happen very often and everything. So I mean, most of my fights end up, with some type of power hitting and then forcing bad shots or whatever it is, and then I end up finding a submission. So I don't know why I would go any other way outside of he's very crafty. It's also hard to finish and submit. So I could see if someone with him, I might not have to be able to go for the submission, but just continue the strikes coming down and finish with a knockout if I go for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm always going to finish the fight. I hate going to the judges, and it happens when you're with the best guys in the world. But I'm throwing with everything I got, and if this is gonna be my last fight, I'm not holding anything back. I'm going out there and try to finish this thing for sure.
Not looking past April 15th. What's the plan post-retirement? If this is the last one, is it just run the gym? Do you have any other sort of ambition? And being an awesome dad, obviously, which you already are, but and any other things you got on the horizon after this?
Yeah, I mean, so, I've got my gym, I've coached, I've got my guys. I also own a promotion that we've been doing really well with building called Synergy FC, that we're just kind of all over Missouri and Kansas. And I've actually got an event the week after my fight. And then we've got a boxing, kickboxing event in May, and then back in Kansas City. So that's been pretty consistent since all COVID stuff happened. A lot of the more shady promotions shut down, and people that are in it for the wrong reasons. And, we needed, fighters needed to be able to have a place to showcase their skill set. And there was only a couple around. So I started that, and, I've got my partner, Chris Greger, with it. And he's been doing a great job of building great competitive cards and stuff. So, I mean, really the promotion side of things, the gym side of things, and then, yeah, just, enjoying life and stuff. And I've got one more on my contract. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I can't imagine a better way going out than at home and, being a select few to get a win in 3 weight classes in the UFC. There's probably only a couple people that's done it, and 2 of them is Connor and Dustin, who beat each other when they fought each other.
And Zak Cummings, so, there you go.
Yeah, so there's a few others, but it'd be cool to be able to join that list. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to get this one, but I've enjoyed this process so much that we'll see. Well, that might have to leave it a little open-ended.
Love it. Zak, thanks for doing this, and appreciate you persevering through the overheated phone. If there's anyone you want to mention or thank before we get out of here, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, all the support in, all around Kansas City, Missouri and stuff, my team, Igniting MMA, and, all the Factory X crew, that's all extended family. Yeah, I mean, I really couldn't do anything with all this stuff, but family more than anything. This is, I've kind of been sticking to myself a little bit, like I said, for this one. Normally it's like trying to share all the stuff and kind of post things a lot. This has been so much of just with my family and my daughter and and the team around me and stuff, and like I've just kind of been selfish on this one. And so obviously, like, anybody that's been there to support me in any way, like, thank you so much. It means so much to me. But I'm excited to do this one for us.